What's up, everybody? Welcome to Storm Sessions, brought to you by OmegaXL Sport. My name is Danny Enriquez, and I am here with one of the leaders of the Miami Hurricanes offense, Tony Johnson. Tony, how we doing?
I'm doing real good today. How you doing?
Doing excellent, man. Doing excellent. So I'm learning more about your family. You got the whole big three kind of connected there. You got Tanaya at, or is it Tanaya?
Yeah, Tanaya.
Tanaya at FSU. You got Tamari at UF and you at UM. Is there any kind of like trash talking, or were they rooting for you in all those rivalry games?
Oh, they always rooting for me. The school doesn't matter. It's more like where am I that matters. So they always be rooting for me, yeah.
State champ, newly crowned state champ. So just your journey's crazy. I mean, it's not like everybody else. So let me start right at the beginning. You know, I had a conversation with your mom, awesome woman. She talked about just how much she sacrificed, you know, for you and your sisters in terms of making sure that you had what you needed. And I was trying to get dirt on you. I was like, listen, give me some stories. Like, I can't say anything bad. I can't say I ever yelled at him or got him in trouble. I don't know if that's true or not. That sounds like a pretty good streak. Is that accurate?
No, that's accurate. My mom never put hands on me, never had to like really discipline me because I was always kind of self-driven and like independent. You grow up in a house full of women and it's like, I just want to be in the room and play my game alone. So that's how I grew up.
She did say that you're on the game constantly. That's one thing she did say. Obviously, you're doing a lot of other stuff in terms of working, academics, and athletics. But starting with the athletic part of it, you know, your older sister played basketball at University of Florida, so there's some athletic genes going on. Both your sisters played basketball, right? One of them went going on to Florida. When did the sports start for you?
I started playing football in the 5th grade when I was about 10 years old. But I always played in the backyard. I always played basketball in the street. But my sister Tamir was the one to get me signed up. My mom would never sign me up because I was always too small, but Tamir pushed my mom to finally let me go out there and have fun. And after that, I just stuck with football, and I just ran with it from there.
What do you like about the game?
Just kind of being able to be free out there, kind of making a play when it comes your way. But that's how I channel my inner emotions, just having fun out there with my teammates and just letting everything that's on my chest kind of go and just being free in the moment.
And you were a smaller guy, right? You got good size now, but back then you probably didn't have the same kind of size. So, like, were you just trying to dodge people? Like, how are you dealing with the physicality of the game?
I mean, being a smaller guy growing up kind of put that chip on my shoulder kind of to get me where I am today. But I ran away from guys as much as I could because I didn't like contact. But, like, until this frame I am today, I kind of invite contact. That's why I play with kind of edge on my shoulder now because I got the size.
Growing up in Ocala, I actually stopped in Ocala on the way back from Talia. I like the area. I think it's beautiful nature, a lot going on. What was it like for you growing up in Ocala?
It was amazing. I mean, I met my best friends there, and honestly, it's a place I look to going back to and giving back to, Vanguard High School, and building something in Ocala, being able to give back to the community is something I'm looking real forward to doing once I make it to the next level.
Did you ever see those wild monkeys that are running around there? I heard you got some wild monkeys out there.
I've never seen no wild monkeys.
Silver Springs.
That ain't my neck of the woods. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, playing football, were you always a receiver? Were you playing defensive back? Like, what positions were you playing?
I started off playing running back. I played a little bit of DB in high school, but receiver was something I kind of molded into and kind of stuck with around, 7-on-7 and stuff like that. But growing up, I played alternate positions, but receiver was really where I could see myself at this level.
And you ran a little track too, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So you were a good player making plays. Obviously, Ocala Vanguard, they put guys at the next level. Dante Culpepper, was he a Vanguard guy? No, Nkosi Perry, who played here at University of Miami. So you guys have had dudes come out of there.
Correct.
Why do you feel you didn't get the attention that we now know, seeing how it all turned out, that you deserved coming out of high school?
I mean, God had a different path for me. I mean, my junior year, I missed. I had fractured my tibia playing basketball. So a lot of odds weren't on me already because I was a smaller guy. Missed that junior year, so coming in my senior year, I was under-recruited. But I just feel like maybe it was a blessing for me to be under-recruited. I maybe not ended up going to Cincinnati or ended up here at the University of Miami. God had a different path for me, built my body up to be stronger, and gave me a lot of knowledge on that journey. So I'm thankful for the route I had. I wouldn't want it any other way, honestly.
And that's obviously, we know how it turned out, right? But going back to the time when you're going through it, were you sitting there like, man, I know I'm better than this dude or that dude? Like, what was that like just at the moment, not having the perspective that you have right now looking back?
I mean, comparison is a thief of joy. Honestly, I just focus on Tony Johnson. At the end of the day, my mom, to this day, she keeps me from being discouraged, and it helps me out a lot. I can look to the left, look to the right, why I don't have this, why I don't have that, but God has something for me that's different. And I got to thank him each and every day for getting me into the position I am, but not comparing myself to the other guy and just staying down and working hard. Just keep grinding and keep pushing each and every day to get me to where I need to be.
And one thing that was consistent during this whole period was your academics, right? Because when the opportunity came, to go to an FAU. It wasn't. I mean, you obviously you were still a football player, but it was the academics that got you on scholarship there, right?
Yes, sir.
Why was academics so important for you always?
My mom. I mean, my mom. I keep harping on her because she made me who I am today. Academics, she told me I'd always be there. You know, football, I can end up getting hurt, God willing, but like, she made sure academics came first, Tony. Use your brain. She's a smart woman. I get that from her. So make a path for myself on the field and as well as off the field. Like, God bless me with so much. Why not use it? And that's how I honor her just to this day. The master's program I'm in, sports administration, taking that seriously and always taking school seriously because my mom wanted me to do that, and that's what I'm doing.
So at the time, going senior year, how did that option present itself that you would be an academic scholarship football walk-on at FAU? Did you have like D2 off, like FCS type offers that you were weighing? Like, what was that process like when you were making that decision?
Yeah, I had a D2 offer in Shadwell, Nebraska, and I also had one to somewhere in Tennessee. I can't name it, but just that last process, I can remember it. The Kelly School people called me and told me that's a scholarship at FAU. They told me, Tony, we're not gonna go with you. We'll put you on the waiting list. If somebody declines a scholarship, it'll be yours. So I just stuck around and kind of weighed my options, but I knew I didn't want to go D2. I felt like I had the ability to go D1, and once the Kelly School called me and told me somebody didn't take the scholarship, I said, it's mine. I had a PWO offer from my coach at Vanguard, hooked me up with somebody at FAU, and I knew I just need opportunity. I know I'm a D1 player, so I'm not really worried about it. Everything will take care of itself. So academics ended up paving the way for me, and then I turned into a D1 scholarship player. So.
And not everybody starts at the same place in terms of, like, if you're a 4-star coming in, you might jump into a certain part of the depth chart, but you're coming in right there at the bottom, I'm guessing, as a walk-on.
Yeah.
So what was that like, the process moving up the ladder?
It was hard. I mean, it's hard. It's not easy. I mean, each and every day you're making plays, but you feel like you're not being noticed. It's hard to keep chipping away at that rock, not knowing, oh, man, am I going to get on scholarship? Am I going to get playing time? I started with number 47 at FAU. I remember it. They threw me a jersey, and I'm like, man, I got to make the most of this. I got to make the most of this. And, I mean, that's something that carried me to this day. Just keep working. You never know when that light going to come through, so keep going.
When did you start noticing, like, all right, now I'm making some waves, people are starting to kind of recognize me? Like, when did you feel like you were making progress in that role of being a walk-on trying to get noticed at FAU?
Really, when I was on scout team, the defensive coordinator seen me making plays and start talking to the offensive coaches like, man, we got to get this guy in the rotation, got to put some more eyes on this guy. And, I mean, I stayed down. LaJohntay West, he plays for the Baltimore Ravens right now. Older guy in the room told me, keep chipping, Tone, like, keep going. Your results, they started to show. Just keep making plays each and every day. And that's when I realized, like, I got to keep doing what I'm doing. It's paying off.
And when you got on the field and you were making plays, whether it was special teams or a receiver, what was that feeling like when you're, like, actually getting out there and showing what you can do?
It's a breakthrough, man. You work so hard, you know, coming from where I came from, being a walk-on, being under-recruited. It's just, like, surreal. Like, man, I'm really in this moment. Like, I'm really thankful for this. So that's what it feels like.
And then from FAU, move on to the Power 4 level at Cincinnati. Tell me about that move because, you know, you're a Florida boy, you're Ocala, you're at FAU, now moving up north. What was that process like?
It was tough. It was real tough. Me and my girlfriend moved up to Cincinnati, really 4 bags, and my dog, Lil Chosen. It was tough. I mean, never really been in that type of environment, city environment, snow. It was a lot. But I feel like my support line and my girlfriend being there and just me trusting in God helped me adjust to Cincinnati the best way I could. I didn't really see myself going to Cincinnati, but that's what God put me in, and I made the most of the situation. So I'm thankful for that.
Led the team in touchdowns, right, last year. And then the decision to go in the portal again. What was your mindset as far as, like, what you were looking for when you did enter that portal again?
I wanted to be in a winning culture. Coach Cristobal set me down. I weighed my options. I went to FSU, UCF as well, but it was something about Miami. Coach Cristobal, his discipline and his hard work mentality is something I pride myself on, you know, coming from where I came from. And I knew it was a no-brainer to come here. I wanted to be in a winning culture and somewhere that's going to compete at a national level. So this was the spot for me.
Now, obviously, come into a team that now we know one of the top teams in the country, but you probably could have gone to a lesser team and not in any competition as far as your position. Just like, hey, here you go. This is it. Whereas you're coming to a room where there's a lot of other good players, and you're earning your stripes. Your mentality being a walk-on and kind of proving it that way, did that make it easier for you to say, like, listen, I want to play with good players because I know I'll compete against them and do what I can do?
Yeah, no brainer. I feel like Tony Johnson is a guy that's never going to stop working. I feel like you said, I could have went to an easier, lesser room, but I feel like that, what would that do for me? give me the keys. I want to earn the keys like always. I want to be pushed each and every day. Coach KB does a great job of critiquing my game and giving me pointers to help me be successful so I can go on to the next level. But I feel like competition has never scared me away. That's why I committed to the University of Miami.
And what drives you to do all this stuff? Because, again, it's not an easy journey. You mentioned how hard you're working in the classroom, which a lot of people don't even do that part of it. And then you're talking about the football side where it wasn't you could have quit at any point and no one would have said anything. Like, all right, well, listen, you're a smart guy. You'll do business. You're not getting an offer here for D1. You're not a D1 player. There's a lot of opportunities to kind of take the exit ramp. What made you push through and keep going and keep dreaming big and keep achieving all those things?
Really just my younger self, and just really my younger self, man. I set goals to myself, and I feel like I got to be who I say I'm going to be. I want to show my kids and my family, like, I'm going to keep working. Like, no matter how hard times get, you can count on me to keep working and take the route that's less taken by people. So I think that's really what it was for me.
And where did that come from? Because like we were talking earlier, how you never got in trouble, right? And you saw your sisters and your mom work. Like, when do you remember? Like, was it just kind of always how you were? Like, do you remember like thinking as a kid, like, this is what I got to do. This is how it needs to be. Because like a lot of people learn kind of the hard way, right? They might go the wrong way and then turn around. Seems like you've been on the straight track for a while. What put you on that track?
I mean, I'm really just blessed. I mean, my family, I keep going back to them. They just showing me the way. My older sisters, they mess up sometimes, so you got that in front of you where you can like not make those same mistakes as them. But really, my family keeps me on track and me wanting to make myself proud. I feel like why make life difficult when it's people out here that are homeless and have a way harder life than I do? Why not do the right thing and treat people the way you want to be treated and live your life the right way? Because that'll make it easier and you can be a blessing on to other people.
This fall, the Canes are taking over paradise again. Canes Weekend of the Bahamas returns October 31st to November 2nd, right here in the heart of Nassau. Choose your vibe, the bold, laid-back energy of the Point Margaritaville Beach Resort, or the timeless charm of British colonial Nassau. 2 beachfront escapes, 1 legendary weekend. Enjoy special rates starting at just $159 per night. Plus, big-time fan energy, exclusive events, Hurricanes legends, and an unforgettable island-style watch party. Lock it in now at bahamas.com/Canes Weekend. Terms and conditions apply. So let's talk about off the field a little bit. Your mom mentioned the video games. You mentioned the video games. Are you just playing the NCAA and just scoring touchdowns with Tony Johnson? Like, were you mixing it up? Like, what are you doing?
I used to be a big Fortnite guy, but I played a new 2K and Call of Duty. I don't really play too much NCAA. I mean, I study enough film here, so I kind of unplug and play different games to kind of get my mind off of it.
Music-wise, a lot of people like to know, kind of the music that people play before they go out to the field, just kind of when they're hanging around. What's your playlist looking like?
I'm a big Rod Wave guy, but not when it's game time. When it's game time, I like Lil Baby. I like a little bit of Boss Man D-Lo, stuff like that. A little bit more upbeat to get me going. But if I'm chilling in the car, driving at night, I'll crank some Rod Wave.
Everybody on the team has the same answer. I've never heard one player I've asked that question not say Rod Wave. I don't know if it's a Florida thing or what, but Rod Wave's, I had to check it out because I heard it so many times. I'm an old guy, so I had to put it in the playlist because I heard it so from all you guys so often. Got some fan questions here I want to get to.
Yes, sir.
So John Brady's asking a question that I already know the answer to because I've asked this 1 million times. He's asking, who do you model your game after? I know you don't model your game after nobody. I know you're the first Tony Johnson. But in terms of people that you take things from or that you watch and just kind of observe how they do, who are some of those players?
I mean, being a smaller guy, I like Tyreek Hill, the way he plays with that physical edge and how fast he is. Many people don't know this guy, but it's Elijah Moore. He went to Ole Miss.
Yep, South Florida guy.
Yeah, his craftiness and his tenacity of being open and, being a master of his craft is somebody that I really like. And another guy I'd probably say growing up was probably just D-Hop, the way he can catch that football and be a dependable guy, a dependable receiver.
Question from Tommy Cavelli. What's your favorite uniform combo? And let's limit that to University of Miami. What's your favorite uniform combo?
I'll probably say, we haven't worn it, but I would hope to go like all orange. I like that. We cranked the orange uniforms, but I want to do the orange bottoms as well. I like that last year.
Yeah,
Which I wear to Iowa State or?
Yeah.
I like that one.
There you go, doing your homework. Number 17. What's the story there?
There's no story. I mean, I got here pretty late, but honestly, Tony Johnson just needed a jersey. That's all he need. Give him the jersey and opportunity, and he's going to make the most of it.
Love it. So a lot of young athletes watch this show, and I always like when they ask this question because it shows they're paying attention. What type of mindset, this is from 37 Waz, what type of mindset do I need to play at the college level?
Man, you need a mindset of where you believe in yourself. College football could put you up one day and put you down the next. You got to believe in yourself and never get too high, never get too low. But always remember, believe in yourself and your God-given talent, and you'll be just fine.
Your mom mentioned that in terms of your faith, that you know, I guess she was an example, but she wasn't someone that pushed you in that. It was more you kind of coming to her and saying, you know, you want to be baptized and really pushing that aspect. What made you so passionate about that, and then just your faith in general?
Well, I know what God can do for others, and I wanted that. I seen the blessings that people were getting. I'm like, let me obey God and see what it can do for me. I mean, I live my life where I try to speak to everybody. You never know who's down, who's having a hard day. I feel like trying to show myself that I'm a follower of Christ each and every day is what I can do. Being that guy in the room where if a guy's not playing or he's not getting the targets that he wants, keeping him positive. God didn't bring us this far for no reason. Like, this team is special. Everybody here is for a reason. Just keep trusting in God and keep pushing. Everything gonna be just fine.
What's your favorite highlight of your college career? Any school, just in terms of highlight. It could be on the field, off the field. Let's stay on the field. How about that? How about on the field highlight? What's your biggest highlight?
FAU versus UAB. This was my red shirt freshman year. I caught a corner route from the Kosi Perry. Man, that was a surreal moment for me. A tight game that we needed to play. Kosi trusted me. I wasn't the most open receiver at the time, but he gave me a chance. And when I caught that ball, it felt like all the hard work in the moments kind of hit me. My teammate Jamal Edrin, he's at Virginia right now.
Yep.
First one in my face, jumping up and down with me. He was the one with me at 10 p.m. at night, throwing balls in the facility. That was my favorite moment, just off all my hard work kind of coming back in my face at one time. It meant a lot.
You guys had some receivers at FAU. Now you're saying some of these names that I know from other places in the country, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You guys have some dudes. How about just, you know, off the field, or it could be pregame, just like a moment, it could be in the locker room, just like something that's really meant a lot to you during this college football process.
You said in the locker room?
Or just in general, just like it could be, you know, your first day on campus, just something off the field that that really sticks with you about this whole college football process. And it could be a moment. It could be general, like just something that when you look back on, you say, "Man, this was a lot of fun during this being a college football player and enjoying this process."
Fun? Oh yeah, I'd probably say at FAU, kind of before the NIL and everything. Me and my teammates, we just sitting down and after practice on the little pop-up bags and just enjoying the moment, drinking. I think like slushies or something. Yeah, we just sitting there and just enjoying the moment. I feel like a lot of us come from different backgrounds, and to be able to just sit there and kick it with no worries, or just after putting in the hard days of work, that's probably one of my favorite moments.
In terms of a hardship that you overcame, again, it could be on the field, off the field, what's a hardship that you overcame that you grew a lot from?
I'd probably say fracturing my tibia playing basketball that junior year. Sitting out, I didn't know if I was going to play football again. I was like, man, I'm already undersized, and nobody's recruiting me. Like, why not, Tony? Why not I just do school and be a narc? But I kind of overcame that within myself, kept pushing, trusted in God, and kept going. So that's probably the biggest hardship for me.
And here at the University of Miami, actually, let's take it back. You mentioned the coaching staff was part of your decision to come here, but just the school in general and the whole program, like what was that like being a Florida guy, coming on your visit, seeing everything? Like, what was that process like for you?
It was amazing. I mean, I wish Miami could have came and got me out of high school. That would have been great.
They probably wish too.
Yeah, my mom, she was a big Hurricane fan growing up, so kind of felt like a surreal moment of having the opportunity to come back here and play. I was a UF fan growing up. They didn't really come get me, so I felt like this was the best place for me.
Then Notre Dame game. I mean, first game, it's national TV. Everybody's watching across the country. Got all kinds of celebrities in the crowd, on the sideline, Hall of Famers. You played in that game, made an impact, stepped on the field. What was that like, just being in that moment and being like, man, I'm here?
It's great. I mean, sometimes I even look down at my jersey and warm-ups like, dang, man, I play at the University of Miami. Like, Lil Tony would never believe he got this far, so it's a surreal moment. I'm really thankful to be here.
So you keep going back to Little Tony and his dreams. Let's go to old Tony a little bit. So
okay.
Football career's done. hopefully after a long NFL tenure, right? So it was a playing football career, I should say. Playing football is done. Where's Tony Johnson?
Tony Johnson is probably like a general manager somewhere or athletic director, but he's going to be giving back to the community, helping the little kids that don't think they can make it far in life, whether it's academically or athletically, just being that mentor and somebody that can give back to the youth.
And your educational background, as far as like your major and stuff, you mentioned sports management?
Yeah, sports administration.
Sports administration, I'm sorry. So you mentioned AD, also general manager. Are you someone that do you watch the game? Like, do you look at personnel like, okay, this guy's nice, this guy, he's maybe a little over. Like, do you analyze and evaluate players like that? Is that something that you're into?
Well, being a football player here, yeah, you got to watch film. So that's part of my job that I do unintentionally, but yeah, I have a good feel for that, I feel like.
So that's something you might want to pursue if you stay on the football side. A lot of people say, I want to be a coach. You're the first person I've heard say, I want to maybe be like a general manager.
Yeah, I don't think I could be a coach. Hats off to them guys, but I did my time, I feel like, after my football career is done. Because it's just they're here more than we are, but I feel like being on the other side of spotting talent, spotting those underdogs, and being able to bring those gems to the organization, I can see myself doing that.
Well, you were one of those guys, so let me ask you, put you on the spot a little bit. When we're looking at players out of high school, like as media people or some of the coaches, like what are some things that people should be looking at to say, all right, this guy, maybe he's not a finished product, or at least he's not being treated that way, but he's got a spark. What are some of the attributes you think for these underrated players like yourself? We see him every year. We see him all over. Some of the best players in the NFL. I remember Lamar Jackson was a 3-star coming out here. Like, what are the attributes you're looking for in that kind of player like yourself?
I'll say just like you can watch their effort. Watch them when the ball isn't coming their way. How do they respond? What's the attitude on the sideline? Are they a guy that, hypes up their teammates and go pout in the corner? I feel like that's the way to find a gem. Turn on the tape and see how he plays from whistle to whistle. The easy way to tell if a guy loves the game or not, and that'll tell you how far he's going to get with his career. And
that's something we see when we turn on the tape of this receiver room, right? You guys all, whether it's you and some, CJ, the older guys, right, and then the youngest guys. I mean, top to bottom, everybody is blocking and playing with a lot of effort. What is it about your receiver room? And this is not something that I'm just saying. I mean, you've heard national media people say it. They're like, man, I love watching the Miami Hurricanes receivers block. I mean, I've heard that from national guys all over the country. So what is it about your room that's so special in that way?
The love for the game, I feel like. Coming into the preseason, you didn't hear much about this receiver room. And we we took that personally. Every time you turn on the tape, those guys are physical. Those guys can make plays. We want to just keep putting that narrative out there and keep controlling what we can control, and that's our effort and how hard we block for those around us. Because when it's our turn to get a ball, they're going to do the same thing for us, so it's just us returning the love.
Tony, man, I appreciate having you.
Yes,
appreciate that your journey brought you here to the University of Miami. Very lucky to have you, and hope you become the GM of the Dolphins, man. Get us some sleepers right there. But, hey, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.